it's not easy. And you're playing against people that have been playing this for years and years, and
Yeah.
if you're just
Like I
getting into
started
it,
off playing it and then like life ensued. I met my fiance, more life ensued, got custody of my daughter. I've played like 2, 3 years.
yeah.
So like I'm
For me,
just
it
now
was
getting
like,
back.
yeah, for me, it was like when Vanguard was released. I was just so fucking disappointed.
There's a huge learning curve.
For me,
Yeah,
it
so
was
that's when I started playing other games. I mean, I started playing Cyberpunk as my first like actual RPG, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is a real RPG game. And people are like, fuck no, try like Final Fantasy. So I went into Final Fantasy 8, and then people in chat were just like, hey man, Elden Ring's coming out. Are you gonna get it? And I was like, yeah, I'll try it. It looks fun. And people were like, yeah, it's gonna be easy. And I
It's fun.
started playing it. And the first day, I was like, I'm never fucking listening to chat again. Like, fuck you guys. You guys are assholes.
all I hear on stream is, oh, I wasn't even near fucking close to him. Why am I dead?
Don't wake up at like 5 every morning.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Article 1776 podcast. I am
What are we
Matthew
on like
Kicklighter.
30 now?
So much for the fucking intro, you fucking cuck. I am Matthew Kicklighter. This is
What?
my business partner, Scottsdale87.
Hi-yo.
Today, we've got a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Like
Uh,
spotlight.
I'm Josh Lopez. I'm a photographer out of Portland, Oregon. I specialize in fashion and beauty. I'm also a streamer on Twitch, Josh Lopez Photog, and yeah, Josh Lopez Photog on all the socials.
Welcome. Welcome aboard. So,
You are
Yeah.
officially our first guest.
yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Officially. The other ones wanted fuck all to do with us. So,
Fucking ghost.
Fucking ghost. Nah, we'll get him. We'll get him.
Ghosted.
Oh, we'll get him.
so how's everyone's day? What's everyone up to?
He's been fucking horrible already.
Yeah, I don't know. I woke up at 5 a.m. and then I don't know, did some stuff around the house, sat down, woke up at like 8:50, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta do this."
Fuck me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I did. I Oh, my lights are falling down. That's great. Um I sat at Quest Diagnostics for an hour and a half today doing fuck all because I had to take a drug test for fucking Amazon.
Oh fuck Amazon. I'll never work there again.
I know, but I couldn't pass up $20 an hour. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you make
but
that with Uber.
yeah, but at the same time, so I tried doing DoorDash and shit, and I was in a very busy area in South St. Pete.
Yeah.
So, like, people were ordering Dunkin' Donuts through fucking DoorDash. So there wasn't like a lack of making money. It's just it wasn't consistent, and then it didn't like translate
DoorDash is
back.
shit though.
Yeah, but see, it
DoorDash
didn't.
isn't DoorDash isn't good.
Yeah,
Like
like
Uber's great because you get rides, you get deliveries, you get food, you get everything. Because
yeah,
like you can deliver packages with Uber now.
really. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, But
That's why I like Uber. And Uber, like, you go up in tiers, so you start off blue. They send you what feels like very few jobs, but you accept them all until you get to gold, platinum, diamond. It's the best system in my opinion.
So I have a few questions.
Fuck, here we go.
So my I'm so excited for this because I'm a huge fan of the MMO world of gaming. So Assassin's Creed Mirage just got announced a few days ago, so I'm a huge fan of that. What would you favor yourself more as, like a MMO type of person? I see you playing quite a bit of Elden Rings, Elden Scrolls. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Apex Legends. What would you say is your?
I would say action RPGs just because even though they're difficult and I can get quite passionate on on stream about them, I think that I enjoy the complexity mixed um with the intense storylines. Like I don't think you can ever beat a Dark Souls storyline, even though you really have to hunt down the story. I kind of hate that part a little bit, like, to where Final Fantasy, stuff like that, the story's very apparent. It's like in your face.
Mhm.
In Dark Souls, you really got to dig for it, and I think that's the fun part. But I think that it's also the part that just it kind of gets under your skin, how annoying it is to dig for it and to find it.
another
But
game
I
that's
do
like
enjoy
that
that.
that you have to really dig for is Elder Scrolls. Like if you're playing Skyrim or Morrowind or something, you'll start off in like your main storyline, but you talk to some fucking shopkeeper who asks you to do something, you're 30 fucking quests away from the actual main storyline, and then you got to figure out how to get back to it, but you stop and talk to other people who need help along the way, and then you get completely sidetracked from the main storyline again.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
like Witcher 3.
yeah,
I've
Yeah,
seen
Witcher 3 is like that as well.
I've seen some cases to where people were to try to start the quest, the person or whatever subject would always try to mention what to do, but the person that is starting up the quest would get so sidetracked from what else is going on around them that they're
yeah.
not listening to the instructions. By the time that they try to go back and to listen to the instructions, the person that delivered it was like,
Yeah, it's
"Watch,
very
get out
easy
the
to get
way!
sidetracked from them.
Watch, get out the way, huh? What are you doing? What are you still doing here?" They won't relay the directions ever again, and you have to pay attention closely the first time around for what you're
Yeah, I
supposed
still
to
got
do.
to get into Assassin's Creed. I mean, I've only been gaming a few years, so it's like, my first 2 years was like COD tournaments, stuff like that. So,
We actually just got into Call of Duty Warzone. I played for like I couldn't sleep last night though. Like so this morning I couldn't sleep this morning, so I got up at like 2 and played like Call of Duty for like 2 hours. I suck. Like I'm massive trash at Call of Duty.
yeah,
But
if
it's because
you're
I
if you're a point like .7 and above, that's considered like an average player. It's that hard, to where like Fortnite, if you're like 1.5 your average, I think with Apex it's 1.0 in your average. And I'm below average on all that shit, except for
I
Fortnite. Fortnite, I'm like a 2.5, but yeah, it's not easy. And you're playing against people that have been playing this for years and years, and
yeah.
if you're just
Like I
getting into
started
it,
off playing it and then like life ensued. I met my fiance, more life ensued, got custody of my daughter. I've played like 2, 3 years.
yeah.
So like I'm
For me,
just
it
now
was
getting
like,
back.
yeah, for me, it was like when Vanguard was released. I was just so fucking disappointed.
It was a huge learning curve.
For me,
Yeah,
it
so that
was
that's when I started playing other games. I mean, I started playing Cyberpunk as my first like actual RPG. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is a real RPG game. And people are like, fuck no. Try like Final Fantasy. So I went into Final Fantasy 8, and then people in chat were just like, "Hey man, Elden Ring's coming out. Are you gonna get it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. It looks fun." And people were like, "Yeah, it's gonna be easy." And I
It's fun.
started playing it, and the first day I was like, "I'm never fucking listening to chat again. Like, fuck you guys. You guys are assholes."
All I hear on stream is, oh, I wasn't even near fucking close to him. Why am I dead?
I've
Yeah.
literally jumped into a stream where the first thing I hear Josh go, "Oh."
Yeah. Yeah.
My
No.
wife looks
Oh,
over
man.
like,
Have you ever seen the Elden Ring rage videos?
"No, I have not."
No.
There's people that have like broken their computers. Like, yeah, there's a guy who picked up his PC and slammed it, and I was like, what an idiot! Like, that's a $3,000 investment you just like absolutely smashed on. So I'm pretty tame compared to those guys. Usually it's just like a
I'll
big
never
loud
smash you,
fuck, and
don't
then I
worry.
get over it. But
Yeah,
I'll never smash
yeah,
you.
I mean, I think that's like the blessing and curse of streaming is, you know, there are those people that are pretty fake on there, like, oh, I just died, and you know they're boiling. But I don't know. I feel like it's my place to just kind of like let loose and fucking go for it, because I mean, the rest of my life I have to be extremely tame. You know, as a photographer working in like the fashion and beauty industry, you don't get to fuck around a lot. You know, you are
Yeah.
like you are on the job because you are the one everybody blames. Everybody fucking blames you. If you're working with a producer, director, they'll always be like, "Well, it's just the photographer didn't capture it," but the whole time on set they're like, "You're doing amazing," and it's like, "You're a piece of shit." Like,
That, okay,
Good job. Hey, fuck you.
yeah.
Okay, that kind of brings me into my next question. What brought you into the photography side of the world, coming from the veteran, like Navy, going into the photography side of everything?
Dude, that's a fucking accident. So I was in college. I was going to UCSD for mechanical engineering with, you know, my minor being physics, and it was fun. I really liked I liked the education of it, but then I did my first internship and I was like, this is fucking boring. Dude, I'm not gonna sit around designing gaskets and dumb shit like that in a cubicle for fucking years on end before
Yeah.
getting my PE, which is a professional engineer's um, certificate. That basically, that's when you get your big raise. That's when you start really making money. I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. And I just remember I was like at dinner with a friend, and I get this call, and it's my roommate at the time, and he's like, dude, you better get here fast, our place is burning down. I was like, what the fuck? So I get there, and I just took this as a big sign. I'm like, you know what, it's time to leave. And I moved back to Oregon, obviously extremely depressed. I had like two outfits, you know, I didn't have anything left. And I remember my friend Mike comes over, and he's like, you're not just gonna lay around like this. You need to get up. You need to go do something. And I remember I woke up, I'm hungover. He's like, dude, you just got to go on this like quick hike with me and take some pictures. And I'm like, I don't know how to fucking do that. He's like, I'll set everything in the camera. Just, you know, come over and do this. And I was pissed, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I guess. So my hungover ass goes on this hike with him, and I'm pissed, and I'm in jeans, and I'm chafing, and I'm like, what the fucking? How far are we going? Turns out we were going like 6 miles in, and I was like, you pile of dog shit. I'm
Yeah.
hungover. I'm
You didn't need to
tired.
lead with
I'm
that.
chafing. I'm fucking, dude. I'm livid. So we get to the spot. It is beautiful. We take some pictures, and I was like, this is actually like pretty enjoyable. Get back down to the bottom, and he drops me off, but I still have his camera and stuff in my bag. And he was going on a trip, him and his wife, for like 3 months. And I was like, well, how do I get you your camera back? He's like, I got like 9 of them, dude. Don't worry about it. I'll just come pick it up when I get back. And then just out of nowhere, I just start taking pictures and start posting them to Instagram. And then a friend at work was just like, hey, I know this is a leap, but can you take my daughter's senior photos because I'm strapped for cash. I don't have money for it. And I went onto YouTube and I learned how to take pictures of people just like taking notes. Yeah, so I was like, well, let's go try it. And one of her friends actually called me and was like, how much do you charge? I'm like, I don't know, $200. And she's like, okay, me and three friends need our pictures taken. So in one weekend, I made
$200 a pop.
$800. Yeah, I made $800 in one weekend. And the
Damn.
next thing I know, 3 months later, when he gets back, I have a full scale business going. He's like, how the fuck did
While
you
you
do
were
that
gone, I did
in
this.
like 3 months? I'm like, I don't know, man. And then within that the fourth month, I start taking pictures for Portland Fashion Style Awards, and I'm nominated Best Fashion Photographer in Portland in my fifth month. So it's kind of crazy how fast it happened, but
Yeah.
as random as it is, that's how it happened.
Well, I mean, some of the best things though are random.
Like
Yeah,
literally,
100%.
like
Like
literally,
streaming was random.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes in the same story as almost the same story as me with what you just mentioned. Excuse me. When as soon as I got out the Marine Corps, all I knew that my MOS transitioned out to was SWAT team or police officer. That for any job for like infantry, anything such as like that, would only transfer out to SWAT team. So I knew I had
Yeah,
to go to college to go to for any business stuff. Have that
yeah,
transfer outside for the outside world. But the thing is that I got out of the Marine Corps back in 2016. Wounded up homeless for about like 7 or 8 months, and Scottsdale could attest to this for you. I was
Yeah.
living in that taxi cab for quite a bit of some time, and then I went into the psych ward, and then once I did, I met some very awesome people as hearing out their stories and
The
finding out.
best people you meet are crazy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm kind of key to that one. Uh,
Yeah, I know him. I'm crazy.
yeah, but no, I ran into some awesome people, and to hear their stories, I was like, you know what? I want to impact some people in a way that would kind of have them have that life altering type of experience from what they've experienced and try to help out other people as well. So I took about 10% of my paycheck, about every single time I got paid, towards my savings, and then I saved up for this place here, which enabled me to go to school and use my post 9/11 GI Bill. With my post 9/11 GI Bill, I'm able to do Article 1776 clothing and all that type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
to piggyback off of what you're saying, it could take a certain amount of time from gathering stuff from what you're interested in, like going from where you're at to owning your own photography business. So in the
Yeah.
same story, I can understand what you're saying from
Well,
that
I
aspect.
there's some kind of like crazy depression that happens. I think to a lot of people when they get out of the military because you have this like major purpose. You got all this stuff that you're doing daily, and
Yeah,
you're working. You're literally working 24/7. Like people don't understand that. Like it's an entire lifestyle, and you see veterans, not even veterans, people that are still in these days that are streaming. That was illegal for us at the time. Like
yeah,
we didn't get to do shit like that. We didn't get to have fucking social media where we're talking about our feelings and shit like that. We
Yeah.
did
So,
we never if we would have ever because like you'll see like people talking about
oh,
LGBTQAI
the
plus rights
DIs
and
are
stuff like
yelling
that,
at
which is
me.
fine. I totally believe that like everybody deserves the right to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're not hurting anybody who gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But we would never be able to talk about any of this. Like if we were to say like, oh, we don't have this right in the military, we would have been fucking jailed. And now they
Yeah.
can just, say or do whatever and people are like, oh, I don't know. It
To
just
run off
pisses me off
that,
because we never had that. So as far as like mental health, like when we got out, you just had this giant rug pulled out from under you. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing anymore because you were so regimented and you were so you just and again you had purpose, and I think that's the biggest thing that people forget is like the camaraderie that comes with military.
Yeah.
And when you meet another veteran, it's like the best fucking day because it's somebody who actually understands what it was like to be there, especially like me. I was a 4 time deployed. Our ship was deployed 4 times in 4 years. I only spent like maybe 7 months in the U.S.
Yeah.
So
So like I don't have the same like military career you two do. Like I was in 2 weeks before they pulled me. Oh, there's some shit fucked up on your records here. We got to just remove you. Just go sit over here.
they found out you were fuzzy.
No, no. So I don't know if you know this, but I had cancer when I was a kid.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like I'm not. Don't worry, YouTube. There's not going to be any nips. No nips. But like, there's this big scar right here, down the center of my chest. So I had a type of T cell lymphoma, which is a form of leukemia. It's like a non-Hodgkin's type leukemia. When I was a kid, they told my parents, don't plan his third birthday. He's not going to be here for it. I just turned 35. They were like, well, he's not going to have kids. 85% chance he's sterile. Like, my daughter's about to turn 7 in a few weeks, like 2 weeks from now. So, they kind of, it's getting out. It was like, okay, I'm in basic. It's like, I've done Hell Week. I did the shark attack. I've done Hell Week. I'm in the class shit now. Like where they sit you down, they start breaking down everything that's going on. But nobody had cell phones.
Yeah.
Nobody was TikToking. You got to call your family every couple of days, and you had like a 5 to maybe 10-minute phone call if you were lucky, because there's 30 other guys behind you. You have to use the fucking phone. So it's kind of like being in jail.
Wait, you got to call your family?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't get to do it until the end.
Me neither.
Yeah, they let us call our family like the first week. Like you get 1 week, you get like one day where you can phone call and be like, "Hey, I'm here. Everything's fine. We're alive. They haven't beaten us too bad yet." And then click, and then click.
What the fuck? We didn't get to do it until the end. Like that was like the big reward at the end.
And that's what and so before I was in, or when I was in, the guy who was with next to me, my bunkmate in Hell Week was like, yeah, my brother did this like 3 years ago. He said that nobody could ever call. You didn't get a chance to sit down and write a letter or anything or a quick note. Like you literally were just going.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck, why didn't I get that? Because like I didn't have like that family like that, But when I got out, when they actually were like, okay, well, then we're just going to remove your file. You didn't exist to us pretty much because they fucked up. It was like, okay, well, now what? Oh, well, we'll give you a bus ticket back home.
Yeah.
Okay, but then what?
Yeah.
So, but like they actually, I'm gonna give the military this credit. They did what they said they were gonna do for me, and they made me disappear.
Yeah.
I got my records back the other day because I needed them, for the game warden department, because like it was a discharge, I guess. They fucking completely removed me. There's no, like, I have the email. They're like, the person you searched up doesn't exist in our records, but he does come up on file as was in the National Guard.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I was actually Army. I think I was just National Guard.
I think you were just.
I got the 2 weeks of training, and they were like, "Yeah, fuck it, we'll just put it down as that."
I think they just put it down as you were just there, more relevant as a cum stain.
Yeah. Basically, I was just an extra mouth to feed.
Yeah. Well, that when you put it like Jesus, all I said was cum, and then you said extra mouth to feed. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was basically just an extra body they didn't need around. They were like, well, here you go. Just go back to the fucking pyre.
Ah, fuck. But yeah, it's crazy to me. And I'm gonna get into this it's spicy ass topic here.
Like spicy.
I've contacted a few of the guys that I served with in First Battalion, Second Marines, and a couple of them, and we politics, whatever. I've happened to know a few that were like, this 20 year something war. How the fuck could he, meaning, who he, mean it nothing within a matter of 2 days, and try to negotiate with a terrorist, which led to 13 lives.
The Abbey Road incident.
Yeah. So it's uh, like how did you? I know how I dealt with it, which is kind of like, he said it himself that it would take a full-on year for everyone to evacuate that area, which he went against his own word. That's for fact. So I want to know what's your take on everything for that situation, Josh? How do you feel?
You mean how we left Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the worst things I think I've ever seen. I mean, they. So I don't know if you knew this, but the list is still classified as to who was left there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there was a lot of Marines, a lot of Navy, a lot of everybody that was left behind.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
that list is gone. And not only that, but everybody that was left there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, this is so fucking sad. But like, those people are dead now. Like, people don't understand. Those people are being killed like as we speak.
Oh yeah.
And it fucking sucks. And I couldn't believe the way it happened. And we left billions of dollars in like containers. We left billions in weapons. So it's like, I don't get the agenda of this presidency. Like, I can't understand what the fuck this asshole is thinking. Like, they say, oh, look at these, like, tax benefits we're getting now. And I'm like, no, we're going to get taxed for this, for all the things that are happening right now. Somebody's got to pay for it, and it's going to be us. And we're paying for that in inflation. We're paying for that in, I mean, food prices just in the past year gone up like, what, 23%?
Something like that. I don't know the numbers like offhand, but it's in like the 20s to 30 area.
But
and if you think about it, like 20 years ago,
I think that was the most fucking cowardly display that a president has ever done.
It didn't surprise me.
We could have easily got all the weapons. We could have grabbed everything. Even if we took like an evacuation week, we would have been fine. Because I mean, everything that we do in the military is very mobile. We can get everything and go. The fact that they were like, you know what, we're leaving right this second was bullshit. I mean, people hanging on the plane because they were so fucking, because they knew what would happen.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what would happen if we left. They knew that fucking ISIS was just going to come in and sweep everybody out, torture everybody for information, and kill them.
Yeah, but if you look at his entire presidency, it wasn't surprising. His first day in office, he signs an executive order to kill the Keystone Pipeline, and that right there took tens of thousands of American jobs and basically just gave them back to Russia and China and was like, here you go, you can have them back now because we're going to go green. But what people don't understand is the biggest thing for Article 1776 is that we want to put American asses in American jobs. So if one day in 5-6 years I come to Josh and say, hey, I need a head of photography division, well, that's an American job. That's great. But you've got a president, a sitting U.S. president who hasn't done a fucking thing in 47 years except bitch and moan and be a fucking racist. Gets elected president.
Well, all Democrats people forget that Democrats were the Confederates.
Yeah.
Like you look at Abraham Lincoln and everybody's like, for some reason everybody thought, because of his points of view and stuff. No, he was a Republican. Martin Luther King, wasn't he a registered Republican? Like, all these people
he really was.
Are Republicans. So, and here's the thing, like, I'm a registered independent, so I don't have anything any
Any
anything
stake
to
in the
gain
game,
from
left
it.
or
But
right.
at the end of the day, that's exactly what they were. And so it's always weird to see that, people on the left now are like, oh, we're so inclusive, we're so whatever, but it's like, no, everything you do is still about race. Critical race theory
Oh
tells you
my
that
god,
if
yes.
you're white, you're some kind of fucking satanic fucking devil human, and if you're black,
You're a demon
Mexican,
because you're white.
whatever, you're just a victim, and it's like, no, dude, now you're making everything about race. This
It's
is
like
what's sad. It's like,
self-segregation.
dude, Morgan Freeman said it better than anybody has ever said it. And that's that if we keep talking about race, then it's always going to be you're a black actor rather than you're just an actor. If you
Exactly.
keep talking about race, it's going to keep being a thing. If you
You know,
just
I have
stop
a
talking about
quote.
race and don't describe Morgan Freeman as a black actor, but an actor, and you stop with the race shit, it'll start to go away. People will stop seeing things in black and white. But what did fucking Democrats do? What did fucking all these assholes on the left do? They brought up race as a
It's
part of
nothing.
everything,
Yeah.
and now everything is a stance. You can't
Yeah.
just have a political opinion. Now you got to back it. Now you got to. But as you grow older, and we're in our mid 30s. Like I'm 35. Like I don't have the same opinions that I did when I was 30.
No, I don't have the
Shit
same opinions I
changes,
did when
but
I was 20.
now everything you say is on the internet. So now it's like you either have to back it or say you changed your mind. And if you said you changed your mind, now you're not credible. But the biggest problem is with time you grow. Those opinions change. You shouldn't be married to your opinions ever.
You know, there's
Because
a quote from Abraham Lincoln, right before he got killed, actually, before the whole emancipation thing. He said, if I could not fire a shot and not have to free any slave and end this war today, I would have done it yesterday.
yeah.
He didn't want to do that. He was just like, this is what's got to be done because if we don't, it's going to get us even fucked up worse. And it did. Like, and what you're saying about the whole left being, racist, it's become cool to self-segregate. Like,
Yeah, people have found
they've
currency in
segregated this to
victimhood.
like the Latino community, the lesbian gay community, the evil white people community, and then like the black community. How about you get rid of the whole thing and just say, look at our community.
Yeah. Yeah, we're American.
Yeah.
Period.
And
Yeah, a lot of people find currency in victimhood. You know what I mean? Like when you go on TikTok and you see those people that are like, "Oh, we the oppressed." It's like, "No, you're fucking not, dude. You live in America. Like you you can
Move
create a
to
photography
Cambodia.
business in 3 months.
Move
You
to
know what I
Cambodia.
mean? You can't do that shit anywhere else.
see, like, and this
Maybe the
is
UK, but like you really can't do that shit anywhere else. Like you wouldn't be able to come up with Article 1776 and do it the way you guys are doing it in, say, Cambodia. You couldn't do that in China. You couldn't do that fucking anywhere but in the US and maybe the UK. That's it. We're the only free nations that operate this way. So to say you're a victim of any fucking sort,
America.
it doesn't carry any fucking weight with me. 'Cause, like
yeah.
I'm Latino myself, and like you know what, I haven't seen too much discrimination, but people also think I'm like super white. So it's
You're kind of pale. I
so
thought you
people
were
say some
white.
really racist shit to me, and then they're like, "Hey man, you were actually pretty cool. Let me get your Facebook." And I'm like, "Yeah, my name is Josh. Uh-huh. Lopez. Yep, Lopez." And they're like, "Oh shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, you said some pretty fucked up shit. Now I know."
Whitest Mexican you've ever met.
I
I'm like,
mean,
now I know who you are, you piece of shit.
I mean, I didn't. Last time I said I was gonna put up my German version of my last name, but I forgot to do that. But remember what I
Oh,
sent you?
Yeah.
his last name.
Yeah, I might put it
Oh,
up. It depends.
Cucklicker.
Depends on what YouTube has to say. But that brings me back to one of my favorite stories in history, is how George Washington didn't want to run for a second term
Oh yeah.
originally, because what happened is that as soon as he got
Yeah, he didn't want the two-party system.
Yeah, like literally, he wanted to be back as a farm boy in Virginia. So
Growing weed.
two people with opposing views came over to his house while his niece, I think it was running through piano lessons, and shit got so out of hand that they ruined her piano lessons, and so they went into his office, told him that we have opposing viewpoints. If we run against each other, that's going to divide the nation. And so, after
Still
much
does.
deliberation, he didn't want the nation to be divided because, once again,
Yeah.
we are the United States of America, not the left states of America, not the right states of America. We're the United States of America.
California over here.
And that's what people tend to forget, is that no matter what your differences are, you could disagree with me or agree with me. Your thoughts are your own opinions. That's what
Yeah.
makes you unique to you, and that's one of the reasons why he ran again for a second term. And I always found
Yeah.
that story very, very interesting to me, because even then, he served his country. He went on as to be president, and he ran for a second term because he didn't want a nation divided. Now look
Yeah.
at us.
We basically just came full circle, and it's not really. So when you think of, like, you've got people like Warhammer, you've got people like Lopez, and then there's people like Ghost, 50 Cat, Bellic, Tice, all of us. Like, none of this shit makes a difference.
Guys, those are Twitch
Like-
streamers, by the way, if you don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, those are part of our Twitch community. But, like, we don't give a shit about what your sexual orientation is. I don't give a shit about what your skin color is. I don't care what you. I mean, Josh, you could be Muslim for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. And I think that's what people are kind of missing nowadays is you want to be inclusive, stop secluding everybody. It's
Yeah.
it's like you said, Morgan Freeman said, the only way you end racism is to stop talking about racism. Okay. Like, I don't know if you know who Ryan Upchurch is.
The weird thing about it is it like, and I hate to say it, but it's been like white women. This whole thing has been
Fucking
driven
Karens. Fucking Karens.
for real. Like every single time you see a Black Lives Matter rally, who's speaking? It's some white lady. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because, like, I think, like, a big part of the reason why nobody had taken that as seriously as they should have was because you remember every fucking movie where, like, some kid is being bullied and some girl steps in the way and they're like, oh, you're lucky that a girl's protecting you. That's what it felt like when, they were talking about Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. All of that. It was always some fucking white lady up there saying, like, oh my god, we the victims, and it's like, hey, fuck you. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And then they go on talking about white male privilege, and I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Because while your ancestors were beating the shit out of slaves, you were in the kitchen making food for the husband that was whipping slaves. So you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. You are just
equal rights, equal fights.
But the thing is like, they will never fucking accept that. They will never accept it. And it drives me nuts, this fucking delusion that they're these fucking saints in history. It's like, no. You were in the hot tub with the motherfucker. Like, don't fucking sit there talking about how,
Jeffrey Epstein raped me. Yeah, well, you put yourself there. Graped. That's what I said. This microphone it gets fuzzy sometimes.
Okay.
Well, okay, the Jeffrey Epstein thing, no. Those were minors that were trafficked.
Yeah, when you look at when you look at Ghislaine Maxwell, like, she put herself in that position. You have people who put themselves in positions like that, and then you have people that are put in positions like that. Now let's separate the two here. You have a minor.
You really fucked up there.
No, I didn't. I kind of got off on the wrong foot. When you take a minor in that
totally did.
Yeah, when you take a minor in that situation, that's something completely different. That's completely horrible, and I understand that. But when you are in a position as a woman, and you see what your business associate is doing, and then you're like, oh, well, then I'm gonna get with him because he's rich, famous, and powerful, and can make things happen for me. That's horrible. That's a shitty thing to do. But there are people who will put themselves in that shitty position to get where they want to be. And unfortunately, he's gone and she's in prison. So it didn't work out in their favor. But you do have people who put themselves in those positions.
Yeah, like one of them was like a prince, and then you got like Bill Clinton that's registered like 26 flights with him.
Yeah.
That's just to the island. That's not his place in New York. That's not all of that. Like Bill Clinton should be in prison.
I'd like to see his list of like flights that he's taken.
Yeah, I want to know what Hillary's got on everybody, because like nobody fucks with that lady.
Shh, and I
no, no, I won't. She doesn't give a shit about little old me, but I will say, like, she is the most corrupt politician, like, fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
Have a bunch of aides disappear on you and for, circumstantial reasons.
I ran into, I know some great people that were from, what was it, Haiti, that served in the Marine Corps with me. And so I asked them some questions as to how do you feel about Hillary, how do you feel about Hillary Clinton? I found out that they've, the Haitian, whatever, forgot the name of it, when both the Clintons, Hillary and Bill, went over to Haiti to try to help them out or something. And from his expertise, he says they fucking sucked at it. They've sucked so hard at it because now we are without a lot of things because they were really taking money from us over in Haiti.
Yeah, I could see that.
And so the whole entire
whole
thing
family
was a hoax from what they were doing.
That whole family is just fucking corrupt.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's crazy to me. Back to what you were saying about Morgan Freeman, Josh. If I were to pass away, if there is a God, then I can hear Morgan Freeman's voice being the narrator of God.
From Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty, yeah. Those were good movies.
He's such a great actor.
They don't get enough credit for what movies they were because they're all like the whole religious-y movies.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, and God, now I can't remember his name. Steve Carell. Like, those were probably some of their better movies.
Yeah.
They weren't like huge box office slammers like Marvel or nothing, and that's fine. But like, they're still good movies.
They're funny. So, I shook the whole table, guys. Did you hear about the lovely company that is supporting veterans and supporting 2A and also helping with American jobs as best as they can?
You mean Article 1776?
Ding, 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 ding. So, copy you up the Clothes of Freedom at article1776.com. I'll leave the discount codes, including Josh's, in the description below. Josh, give me your socials.
It's Josh Lopez Photog on everything.
Okay, and I'll add the links to
even Grinder
all his socials down. I'll leave the links down to his socials down below. Go check them on out. Scottsdale, what are your socials?
Scottsdale 87 everywhere.
Scottsdale 87.
Except Facebook. Don't find me. Yeah, Corntube. Yeah, it's Scottsdale 87. I also have an OnlyFans, but it's just me out in the backyard shotgunning bush lights and shooting shit. So
that fucking A, right? So I am Matthew Kicklighter. You can find me on Instagram, KicklighterMatthew1988 @gmail.com. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv /MK Warhammer 0311, and you can find Article 1776 on Instagram, Article 1776 clothing, and on Twitter.
Water?
Twitter.com/Article 1776 CLO1. And so I want to say thank y'all so much. Thank you, Josh, for coming on by and being our very first guest. Love you for
Thank you,
it.
Josh. Nipple
And want to
twist.
say, love you guys. Freedom the fuck on.